An addiction is a very disgusting thing to have to deal with. I mean, it's a hard thing. If you tried to stop smoking or you've tried to stop drinking and you've been doing it for a very, very long time, you have a tendency to go through withdrawals. And especially if you've been doing a harder drugs or whatnot, that's also a thing. And you can't just go cold turkey. Some people try to go cold turkey. They will try to just say, hey, okay, I've been doing this thing for a long time and it's about time I cleaned up my act. So I'm just going to quit doing that. That's actually possibly the worst thing you could actually do is to go cold turkey because your body is used to having this chemical inside your body and it's been kind of leaning on it, as it were, because there's stuff that goes on inside your brain and it starts to, okay, I'm used to this substance being here. An actor, his name is Nelson Ellis. He was best known for the role of Lafayette Reynolds on HBO's hit series True Blood. He died suddenly this week at the age of 39. Now, the reason why is he had an addiction to alcohol, and alcohol is an addiction as well. And he thought, I'm just going to go cold turkey and just going to just stop drinking altogether. And then you get the DTs, which is a short term for delirium tremens, or it's also known as, I said, the DTs. Now, because your body is drying out or you get these DTs, your body's going to go through a lot of physical changes. And he was trying to do this cold turkey thing by himself. And if you're doing it by yourself, you put yourself at great risk, especially if you've been doing something, like I said, for a very long time. So in 5 days after he did this, his body shut down. He had a heart attack and he died. So this is not a good thing to deal with. If you're going to try to get treatment for this kind of thing, or, well, if you're going to try to do this thing, you're going to try to get away from smoking or alcohol or drugs or whatever, seek help from somebody else or go to the doctor and say, hey, I need something to help bring me off slowly. A number of years ago, I was taking a medication doctor prescribed, and they said, don't go cold turkey on this thing. Just quit it. You have to cut yourself back a little bit, and then you can quit. And this kind of highlights reasons why you shouldn't do that. Exactly. Anthony Ranger, your thoughts?
Both my parents are alcoholics, so I mean it's kind of hits home. I have no idea who this actor is. Let me be clear, but
yeah, I wasn't sure, but I'm just saying, it's the matter of the fact of what he did, and it ended up costing him his life.
Yeah, but both my parents are alcoholics, and I just received the news today that my dad fell off the bandwagon for a little while. In fact, he fell off the bandwagon for the past 2 weeks, but he's been sober for 3 weeks. But I mean, if you're gonna, as you say, you need help with that kind of thing. The cold turkey thing, at least from what I've seen, the cold turkey thing never ever works.
Right.
Ever.
No, it doesn't.
So if you're gonna do something like prescription drug, especially painkillers, but any kind of addicting chemical out there that you're doing, whether it be alcohol or any kind of drugs, just get professional help. That's all I can say.
Some of the symptoms of someone who's trying to go cold turkey is that you get insomnia, tremors, anxiety, digestive discomfort, stomach aches, I suppose, loss of appetite, headaches, excessive perspiration, and heart palpitations. So this happens even with even minor stuff. A number of years ago, just take this for what it is. I used to be a big caffeine drinker. I mean, big caffeine drinker. And due to my circumstances, I had to quit cold turkey on drinking caffeine. And I had the worst headaches you could possibly ever have. And that's exactly the same kind of thing here. Thankfully, that at the time I was able to work through it, but there's chances of stuff like alcohol and drugs, other drugs like that's not as easy to just say, okay, I'm going to just cut it off and go away from it. Matt, your thoughts?
Well, I know exactly what you're talking about because I had a friend who recently passed away from liver failure due to his drinking, and he was also popping acetaminophen.
Mm-hmm.
But he was also an alcoholic, and he was bipolar and all that other stuff. Mm-hmm. And he tried, quitting drinking. And he couldn't do it because every time he did it, he would have this problem.
Yeah.
Then he ended up back drinking again.
Well, that's a lot of thing is, and actually, when he was going back to the drinking, that was probably actually a better thing for him, chemically speaking.
Right.
Because let's just say I don't know how many drinks he had a day. Let's just say the number is 10. Okay. We'll just pick an arbitrary number 10. He had 10 drinks a day. If he had actually wanted to quit, he should go. So, okay, I've been drinking 10 drinks a day. Okay. For the next 3 weeks, I'll just drink 9. And then the next couple weeks after that, then 8 and then 7, gradually take it down to where you're not having it so much, because he probably quit too quickly that's probably what caused his death. I don't know for sure. I mean, that's probably a contributing factor anyway.
It could have been. But they're still not sure what happened.
Yeah. Now, as I was saying about this, these symptoms, that I just mentioned earlier, it can start within hours from after the last time someone consumed alcohol. It is important not to take those symptoms lightly. It may be a precursor to more severe symptoms. So if you are going to plan on quitting cold turkey on something, don't. Gradual. Like everything else. If let's just say you wanted to learn how to play the violin, you've never played one before, you gradually learn. With alcohol or drugs or whatever, you have to gradually unlearn.